Hi, my name's Randy Baker. I grew up in Millerton, Pennsylvania, went to high school at Williamson High School. I currently live in Austin, Texas, and I have a coworker who's gonna interview me on my career path.
Great. So Randy, can you tell us what your job is right now?
My job right now, I work for a large computer company, and I program for software applications that work on both iOS and Android.
So you work in the environment of iPhones and Android phones?
Yes, iPhones and Android smartphones.
Okay.
It's pretty interesting.
Now you've told me, you describe yourself as a coder. You've told me in the past that you're a coder/tester. Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, I started my career as software tester. And as a software tester, you test other people's code. You take the application and you test the code to make sure it works properly. And you're looking for bugs. Does it do what it's designed to do? And unfortunately, as my career started going on, the IT industry said there wasn't as much need for testers. They put the testing responsibility more on the coders. So I had to sort of switch gears as a software tester to a software programmer.
Wow, so would you call yourself a programmer then?
Yeah,
Programmer/developer?
Yeah, programmer/developer for iPhone apps and Android apps.
But you mentioned security in there once.
Yeah.
Elaborate a little bit about what you mean by security?
Yeah, security is a big factor now with apps. You want to protect the user's data. You want to protect their identity. So there's a lot of emphasis in coding for security, and it was quite a big change. Luckily, the company I work with has good educational programs, and they stress that, and there was a lot on security, on how to program your applications so they are secure.
So I'm in the same field, but not quite. I'm in the IT field, and security is huge.
Yeah.
Has this change in what you do made you more marketable? Is it something that's a good career path for people in general?
Oh, definitely. If you're into computer science, coding, if you can get into the security aspect of it, you got a leg up on most people, because it's definitely a high visibility field.
Okay, well, we'll get more into the security background and how you got that training and stuff in a little bit, but we're going to follow the script a little bit here.
Okay.
So what do you like about your job?
What I like about it is it's like doing a puzzle every day. You're given a task that you try to solve, whether it's some kind of usability task or could be anything. And it's like a puzzle. And
so do you have different puzzles on a day-to-day basis? Is it a job that's different things each week?
Not so much on a day-to-day basis. You're given a task, and depending on the task, it depends, how long it takes you to do it. And some tasks will last 2 or 3 weeks, and other tasks a couple days.
Does that mean that you have to learn something new in order to achieve that task that you've been assigned?
Well, you have to look at the design of what you're doing and try to figure out, okay, how am I going to code to that design? So each task might be a different design, and you have to study that design.
Does that mean there's creativity in your job?
Oh yes, definitely creativity.
Okay.
You know, generally your management gives you a task, at least where I work, and how you implement that is really up to you.
Cool.
And along with creativity and solving things, it's really satisfying.
Oh, cool. Okay. So, what skills do you personally have that you think help you accomplish your job?
Well, the one skill that I have that I believe I have is math skills. I really enjoyed math when I was growing up, and I think the logic behind math really deals with the coding aspect. So I think it really helps, and being logical, really helps with the
Just for
coding.
the sake of technical completeness, what is the language you use to program in?
Oh, it depends. If you're doing it for iPhone, it's one language, and if you're doing it for Android, it's another language. So it's different.
I just wonder if that's something that kids in school can learn. If there's languages that they can say, "Oh, that's on the iPhone. I want to learn about that."
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
They should pick up any language they can,
Okay.
whether it's for the iPhone, Android, even for desktop applications
Okay,
as well.
cool. So, what don't you like about your job?
What don't I like about my job? I'm not much of a people person, and you do have to deal with people sometimes, and you have to deal with customers. You get a bug from a customer, and sometimes you have to directly contact the customer, and you have to be on your best behavior and be customer service oriented, and so that one aspect that I don't particularly care for, but you tend to learn how to go about it and deal with them.
Side note for you students out there, Randy is one of the most customer service oriented people I know, and so it's very interesting that he's saying he doesn't like that. He is one of the best at customer service. So can you describe a typical day's work? Just, how it goes, what your day is.
Yeah, it varies day to day a little bit, but like I said, you're given a task and you try to figure out how to do that task throughout the day. So you're coding, and as you're coding, you're testing your code to see if it works.
Would you say you're an independent worker then? Is this...
Oh, definitely independent.
Okay.
And the nice thing about my company is other coders, other coworkers are there available. If you have questions, you can always ask them. And a lot of interaction with your coworkers. They may have seen a problem that you are having and give you help with it. So
that's interesting to me because you said independent, but it sounds like there's a collaborative side of this job.
yeah, definitely you have independence, but you also definitely work with other co-workers, developers.
So is it easier for you to work with a coworker and a developer than it is to work with the public? You mentioned that was one of the more difficult things.
Yeah, it is easier to work with another developer because I think you're talking the same language. You're talking the coding language.
Yeah.
So.
What would you call yourself, a geek then? Are you a computer geek?
I wouldn't call myself a geek, but I do enjoy it.
Do you work with geeks?
Yeah, I work with geeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you describe the business environment? When you go into work, I'm assuming you get to work at home some, but when you go into work, what is it like? Do you have an office? Do you have a cube? What are you walking into?
Well, nowadays it's an open space. You have basically a desk. It's a wide open space, and there's people, close by. Management wants a lot of interaction between coworkers because they feel that the interaction between coworkers helps productivity.
Do you agree with their approach on that? Is that something you feel like in an open space that you're comfortable getting your work done and that's the way you want it to?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, you can wear ear pods, listen to music while you're coding.
Okay.
You can drown out the noise from other coworkers.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So there are techniques you can use to kind of be able to concentrate if you need
Yeah.
to. Okay.
Yeah.
You have skills that help you with this position. You mentioned before. How long did it take you to develop those skills? Where did you get those skills?
Yeah, so I went to a 4-year college and got a degree in computer science, and it doesn't really, back when I went to college for computer science, it didn't really prepare me for my specific job. It got my foot in the door, and then it's mostly on-the-job training.
Okay.
You're programming, and all of a sudden you might be given a different project, and you have to learn a different code, and
Okay.
so.
How did you get your foot in the door that first time, though? That's got to be the hard part, isn't it?
Well, I had good grades. I got an internship, and through the internship, it gave me an opportunity.
So, can you tell us how long, that's how you got your start. How long have you been in the field? And sorry to do this to you, but how old are you, Randy?
Yeah, I'm 62, and I've been in the field for just about 30 years. The one thing, I changed careers. When I came out of high school, I went to college and went into education, and I taught for about 5 years and decided that really wasn't what I wanted. So I decided to go back to school and got a degree in computer science.
That's an important point. You found something, you went down your career path that you thought was your plan in life, and it wasn't what you wanted. How did you know it wasn't what you wanted? What happened there?
Whether you enjoy it, whether you feel satisfied with what you're doing, and I did enjoy education for a while, but at some point I just felt that it wasn't for me, and like I said, growing up I enjoyed math and went into computer science.
So this is going to sound a little selfish, but was money part of that decision or not?
Yeah, I mean, in education, money is pretty tight these days, and I could see the writing on the wall with computer science. I mean, it's a big field.
Okay.
And the other thing I want to bring up is I think nowadays you might not need a 4-year degree in computer science and development. They got a lot of places where you can learn coding online, and if you know coding and you can demonstrate that to employees, a 4-year degree may not be necessary.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say that you're starting out with a 2 or 4-year degree, or even high school. There are some programs in high school. What are the skills that you think that person that's just getting started really needs to have in order to be productive in that first job?
Well, you need to know the coding skills. I mean, you got to be able to demonstrate to your employer that you can code, and you could code up your own little app and demonstrate that. That's a good way to get your foot in the door, to show them, build a iOS app, even if it's real simple, and show them that you can do the coding is a good way to get your foot in the door.
This is interesting because you're emphasizing the technical aspect of things, which obviously is a big part of your job.
Right.
But how important are the interpersonal skills and being able to step into an environment and actually work productively with people? Is that a big part, or is it really just more important for them to be able to code?
Some interpersonal skills are important. You got to know what the customer wants in the app, and you got to be able to communicate between your manager, between the customer, what they want, and so
it's a mix, but the technical sounds like it's really the important part. The other parts need to be there, but maybe not quite as important as the technical proof.
Yeah, the technical part is probably the most important. And, you know, as you mentioned, you can pick up the technical part in high school and then just keep developing. Like I said, they have boot camps, coding boot camps, and you don't really need a 4-year degree.
So how many times, you're working in iOS and in Android, obviously that wasn't around when you started your career. How many times have you had to sit down and say, oh, I got to relearn something different today, or this week, or this month?
Yeah, in coding world, you're relearning or learning new stuff all the time. You know, back when I started, it was mainframe applications and networking, and now it's all about the apps and the mobile devices.
So how do you stay on top of it? How do you keep on learning? What's your favorite way of learning that stuff?
Well, luckily for me, my company provides a lot of education, but the onus is on you. You have to do it yourself. They give you the opportunity, but you have to be motivated to learn the new stuff.
And that segues beautifully to, let's talk about advancement opportunities in a job like yours. What do you think the opportunities are? And there's probably multiple paths. You can be technical and just get really good at being technical. You can go management. What are the opportunities in computer security?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunities. You can go into management if you're more into the interpersonal stuff, where I'm not so much. I don't think I could fire somebody. That's why I never went into management. I like the technical aspect of it. Give me the X's and O's and
yeah. Side note here, Randy is one of the nicest guys I know.
Yeah.
And so it is hard to be a manager and be able to say, your life is on the line, get out of here.
Right.
At the same time, Randy is the guy that will come help you and make it happen. So I'm sure that in a project, I'd like to work with Randy because he is collaborative, cooperative, and very, very smart too. What's the salary range for a position like yours?
You know, it really varies, but here in Austin, Texas is a big technical city, and you can make anywhere from $80,000 to $150,000 a year. So.
What's the starting salary for somebody that's out of school then and into computer security?
Well, I don't really know because you know I haven't been in that situation, but I'd say you could start close at least 60,000 if you're into coding. If you know how to code, 60,000 for sure.
Yeah. Now you're in the technical aspect of security. Is there a broader range? What's the scope of jobs in the computer security arena? Can you talk a little bit beyond what you might know and say this, or is that
There's so many different aspects of security. I mean, you're talking cryptology and certifications and...
So if you wanted to, do you feel like if you were one of those deep tech geeks, could you do deep dives and advance your career that way?
Oh yeah, you can specialize, especially like in cryptology. You can specialize in that, and it would really help you out as far as your career.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What do you think a kid, what advice would you give to a kid in school to get ready for this career?
Yeah, if you wanted a career in development or programming, start in high school, start in junior high. Get as many different languages as you can, and just build upon it.
Okay.
You know, and like I said, if you can develop your own apps, even if they're simple, and demonstrate that to potential employees, that's a big first step.
That segues nicely to the next question. The developing of an app is sort of an outside of school activity. Is there anything else that they can do outside of school that might help them move toward this career or get their foot in the door? I'm thinking about internships.
Yeah, internships would help.
But no volunteering that I can think of, really.
Yeah, I don't think any volunteering.
Yeah.
There's really no volunteer opportunities that I can think of.
Does the company you work for, that you have worked for in the past, do they have internship opportunities?
Yeah, almost all the technical companies have internship possibilities.
Are they paid, by the way, or not?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
very well paid internships.
Wow, so a summer internship program, even for somebody in high school or college, is a possibility?
I would say more college than high school.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and probably the internships are more for students that are in a college or a community college.
And you mentioned, you were talking about degrees. Are advanced degrees helpful here? Is that something?
Advanced degrees, getting a master's or a doctorate, really, it's all about coding. If you can code, whether you have a bachelor's, master's, or a doctorate, it doesn't really matter.
Okay. So we're going to switch gears entirely now for just a little bit. Does your workplace interact with the community? Is there a social conscience that your company has of some kind?
Yeah, I think most technical companies also feel a need to be close to the community. They do a lot of community service work. They promote us employees to do community service work. So,
okay,
yeah,
it's there.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a hard one. If you got to do it all over again, what would you do differently to make your job even better than
yeah, if I had to do it all over again, like I said, I changed career paths. I would have started right into computer science. But changing careers was a good move for me. You know, I learned a lot about education and how to deal with people in that career. So even by changing careers, you do have some benefits from that in your current job. So,
is there any other advice or anything you'd like to say about your job that the students might benefit from?
You know, if you enjoy what you want to do, you know, figure out what you enjoy and pursue that. And if you enjoy coding, trying to figure out things, helping people, then being a developer might be the avenue you want to take.
Thanks a lot, Randy.
Thank you and good luck.